Hey yo guys, what's good, what's happening, what's going on? Just got a notification, someone's at my door. I think it might be an Amazon package. I ordered some USB cables and a battery for my Quest 2. It's a battery that you sit around your neck and you plug into your headset, and that way there it's not in your pocket and stuff. And I don't know what's here though, for that matter, if there's anything here. Somebody could have just came on the property. Oh, I don't see anything here. It says it detected somebody outside my door. Those are fresh footprints. It's cold outside, but I'm gonna risk it for a biscuit and go to the mailbox. Let me guess. They knocked on the door. I didn't answer because I was on a call with a client. And they left a Canada Post thing for me to go pick it up. Son of a bitch. I gotta go tomorrow to pick it up. Man, why couldn't they have just delivered it? Oh, well, whatever. I'll go tomorrow. It's just some USB cable. I also ordered another DJI mic, like this one here. But when I ordered it from the store, I didn't pay attention to the shipping time. Stupid DJI store doesn't ship right away. They're like, it ships in 1 to 2 months. What the hell? Why 1 to 2 months? If you have the product, ship it. So I canceled that. And I'm just waiting for that battery to come in, because what I've been doing to get longer play times in like an hour and 10 minutes or whatever, because the battery drains fast when you're using Wi-Fi, is I've been using these things with the USB-C cable plugged into the side of the helmet. Pretty much 20,000 milliamp hour batteries, but you got to put it in your pocket. They're kind of heavy and then they fall. So that sucks. And a little behind the scenes for you guys. You see I got the green screen hooked up here on the gaming computer. This is how I shoot the Skivens Reacts. I sit here, I watch it here, I record it to OBS, and then transfer the footage over to the editing rig and chop it up. I don't have Vegas installed on here, so I'm licensed for 2 copies of Vegas through Magix, and 1 copy is on my laptop, the other copy is on my desktop. This machine is strictly just supposed to be strictly for gaming, but you know how we do. Sometimes I just use things because it just makes sense that way. And this one here has the better microphone. I just got to do some more calibrations. You probably noticed that the audio is a little off and stuff, and I got some more work to do. Like I have this microphone here hooked up to my main rig. It's an XLR mic, but the problem is you pretty much got to deep throat it to get any sound from it. So it's not the greatest. The Yeti just seems to do a better job for it. So I set this up here, but when I'm doing commenting on comments, I take the green screen and I put it right here. And then I do all the work on my main computer. Because I got this high monitor, I can have the camera in front of me. And that's why I'm always looking up reading comments, is because the comments are coming off of this screen, not the one below it. However, I kind of went crazy on the Skiven Reacts videos and I made a bunch of them. I'm going to take this green screen down because I don't need it anymore. And luckily that's pretty easy to do. You just pull it off here, take it, fold it down, get this freaking chair out of the way. I have a tent that's similar to this, and then you just fold it in on itself, roll it up into a circle, boom. Big green screen, goodbye. And then just break down the tripod. You see my face? Doesn't matter. So pretty much every week I gotta do this. I gotta set up this green screen and then tear it down. But I don't mind. I don't mind one bit. Doesn't take long to put up, doesn't take long to take down. I've shown my camping tent that's similar to that setup, and it's pretty sweet. Like you literally just take it out of the bag, throw it in the air, and boom, it turns into a tent. And then you just, to close it up, you do exactly like I did with that green screen. Just take it, fold it over, turns into a circle, put it back in the bag. And my tent can actually hold the mattress that's in the truck right now. So if I ever wanted to go tent camping instead of truck camping, that option is available. Okay, that's funny. I just reviewed the footage from the camera to see about the Canada Post guy. And he didn't even come to the door to knock on the door. He came down the driveway and just put the slip in the box and then left. No package in hand or nothing. Like, tell me you're upset about being forced back to work without telling me you're upset about being forced back to work. Yeah, because they were on strike, right? And the Canadian government said, no, that's enough of that. You're going back to work. We'll settle your collective agreement, but you guys got to go back to work. People need their bills. And like, since they've been back to work, I haven't gotten any bills yet. Like, I'm supposed to be getting my hydro bill. I haven't gotten that yet. I'm supposed to be getting my, well, I got gas coming through email now because I contacted them when there was a risk of strike saying, do you guys have e-billing? Can we set that up? And they set it up. I got to call Hydro and see about getting that set up too, because I want to get as much stuff away from Canada Post and just use them for a spam receiver, because I went and checked today and I got some letters in the mail, but like, this is spam. Oh, never mind. I got 2 hydro bills now. I got last month's and this month's. But I want to see if I can get it set up where they just email me my bill. Because I got mail yesterday, but it was like spam. It was junk mail. It was like one of those third-party lenders, you know? And Canada Post is on strike, and I'm like, wow, we're not getting any mail. This is kind of peaceful. But I just needed that one bill. If I can get that set up through e-billing, then they can just email it to me. I won't do pre-authorized because there's been times when Hydro screwed up and they overbilled me, and I called them and like, oh, no, that was a mess up on our end. Are you pre-auth? I'm like, no, I'm not pre-auth. I'm pay per month. And they're like, okay, here's the actual value. Where if it would have been pre-authorized, they would have just taken the whole damn shebang and then been like, oh, well, we can't refund you. We'll just give you a credit for however long it is. And then it's like, you know, for me, it's not a big deal. I have a pretty good backlog. Like I got a good savings that if something were to happen that they did pre-auth for too much, I could dip into my savings to last me, like to get me through until the next payday. But for somebody who's living paycheck to paycheck, when a company does that, it really kicks your ass. Well, it turns out my hydro bill is only $53.88 because I overpaid on the December billing. I just paid what I normally paid thinking that was enough, but turns out my November payment was only $85. I don't understand how it's only $85. Like, I'm running the furnace now and it consumes a lot more power. I'm running freaking an AI construct in here that's just money hungry for power. I got all these computers running nonstop, but mind you, they don't always draw. I already talked about that in the power supply video. They don't draw that wattage all the time. They just draw it when needed. But when Sora is doing her heavy computes, yeah, she'll light that power supply up. So anyway, not a big deal. So we're doing good this month. We're doing real good this month. Nice. Now I just need to get my house insurance renewal to see if that went up. It's funny, every year my automotive insurance goes down, but then they just get me on the house insurance, it goes up. So I end up paying, I still end up paying $350 a month insurance total, but it's like $100 for the car and then $250 for the house. So I just need a tropical earthquake to come in and knock this house down so I can do an insurance claim and have insurance bill me a new house. That'd be dope. But yeah, earlier I was talking about how I bought one of these DJI mics. I bought the Mic Mini, the smaller version. Apparently it has the same great audio. The only thing it's missing is a jack to plug a head, like a lapel mic into. And it was $70 on Amazon, and I figured, hey, that's a pretty good deal. I could totally rock that and be happy with that. Except for, like I said, they're like, we'll ship in 1 to 2 months. You're gonna get it at the end of February. I'm like, well, that's no good. I don't want that. I want it now. Like, why can't you just ship it? It's a Prime item. Ships from Amazon. Why does it take 2 freaking months? Like, are they building them in the factory as they're being ordered? What the frig is the big deal? So I canceled it. And the reason why I wanted it was yesterday for our meeting, my headset was acting up. So I said, okay, I paired this mic to my work laptop through Bluetooth and I use this mic. So I'm sitting there and I'm talking in Teams. And then one of the guys is like, I got to pause. Adam, are you working remote or are you in the office? I'm like, I'm remote. And they're like, what microphone are you using? And I'm like, oh, does it sound bad? He's like, no, it sounds studio quality. Are you on an XLR mic at home? And I'm like, no. I'm like, the headset mic is acting weird. I got to charge it or something. I forgot to charge it over New Year's. So I'm just using my mic I use with my camera. It's a DJI Mic 2 transmitter. And he's like, holy crap. He's like, you sound so clear. You sound so good. You actually have bass and that. Right now I got the bass cut turned on. So it's got a low cut filter. If I turn that off, it's good. But I noticed when I'm in the truck and I have that turned off, you can hear the truck a lot more. Like, you can hear it a lot more. And I know in the summer when I get the Firebird out and I start doing Firebird videos again, driving the Firebird, you're going to hear it nonstop. Because the Firebird, she's old, she rattles, she hums, she makes noises. The friggin' car's a 1988. What do you want, you know? Not modern tech. She's old, she's seen things, she's done things, she's pretty beaten up, but she still goes. And I appreciate her for that. But I canceled the mic. Best Buy has them, but there's something else I want from Best Buy. So I've been doing some research on the Acer Loser Nitro Suck Face with the i5-13400F. That's what I have for a processor in there. And I was gonna get the 4070 Ti Super until I realized that I would be back in the same ball game that I was in, that Chuch was in. See, Chuch at big time, he has he bought his CyberPower when I got mine free. He bought his to come play computer games. He bought one with an i5 6500K, and I can't remember what video card his came with originally. I think it was a 960 as well, or a 970, one of those two. But then he decided to upgrade the video card so he could play Battlefield and get RTX and all that. At the time, he bought a 2070 RTX. The problem is if your video card is beefier and your processor can't keep up, you end up getting into what's known as processor bottlenecking, which is catastrophic. It happened to me on a stream with the 1070 and the 6700K. Well, it was doing bottlenecking, but that was because Google Chrome's a piece of shit browser and it likes to leak resources like no other. Well, since I've switched to Opera GX, this is not a plug for Opera GX, I'm just saying, since I switched my browser to Opera GX, that problem went away, but then a new problem arose with the case. I've since remedied that problem. The 6700 still works. The old CyberPower PC still works. I'm going to be using it for Bitcoin mining, if anything. But anyhoozle, they say the 4070 Ti Super on a 13400F at 1080p will cause bottlenecking.
The answer to your specific question, but according to Reddit.com, nah, the 13400F is pretty impressive for a mid-range processor. It should be fine paired with a 4070 in most games and usage cases.
Why did you guys hear that? So we're gonna go with the 4070 Super. It's got 12 gigs of VRAM, so that should solve my problem in Red Dead where I'm playing along and all of a sudden I get this low VRAM error. The other thing I could see causing the problem with the low VRAM error is the 4060 is only 128-bit memory bus. The 4070 Super is 192. And I actually did consider saying, why go NVIDIA? Maybe we should try out AMD. I considered it, but I decided not to because I've always had NVIDIA cards. Like when I got the CyberPower PC, it came from Newegg with an AMD 3080, and that left a bad taste in my mouth because that card was shit. I couldn't play Minecraft with it without it artifacting. I couldn't do much with it. Video editing, oh man, she edited no problem because that's back in the day when Sony owned Vegas, and Vegas was strictly a stream processor, graphical accelerator, and wouldn't talk to NVIDIA cards. The moment I put the 1070 in there, the 960 in there to replace the dying 380, I couldn't really warranty the 380 because I never bought the computer to begin with. So it's like I just took the 960 out of the XPS 8300, stoved it in there and said, there, good enough, good stuff. But yeah, after I did that, then all of a sudden editing was taking forever on the CyberPower PC, and I couldn't figure out for the life of me why, and then discovered, oh, it's because Vegas will not talk to NVENC. It'll do CUDA, but not NVENC. So it took them selling it to Magix to fix that problem. Magix gave it NVENC support, Streamline support, XXE support, or the Iris Xe support. So if you have an Iris graphics card in your laptop, Vegas can use that hardware acceleration to kind of render quicker than normal. So that's pretty sweet. But yeah, I'm just gonna go with the 4070 Super. The 4070 Ti Super is about $1,300, and the 4070 Super is like $700. And looking at the difference in performance, there's a lot there. Like the Ti Super is pretty much, is not far behind the 4080. It's pretty damn close to the 4080. The only thing I don't get from that I would get with the 4080 or the 4070 Ti Super is that 16 gigs of VRAM. I only get 12, but that should be more than enough for the games I play. Now, if 1080p starts causing bottlenecks, I'll have to pull a Chuch. What he did to solve his graphical bottlenecking, and this is something that anybody can do, is get a monitor with a higher resolution. He literally went out on Black Friday, I think it was, and bought a 1440p monitor. So now he's playing his games at 1440p instead of 1080p, and it's caused his bottleneck to go away. Because what was happening before was the video card, the processor couldn't keep up with the video card, so the processor was running at 100% and the video card was stuttering. That's where the bottleneck comes in. If you push the video card harder and make it keep up, the processor will kind of like, it won't have to work as hard because now the video card's taking on all the load. And by doing that, all you need to do is just up the demand on the video card. So on games like Grand Theft Auto, he was having issues where he would like go screaming down the road and the map wouldn't render in. So he's literally floating on nothing. And then by the time the map rendered in, it's because he hit something. The game detected a car or a telephone post or something, but it didn't render in. He smokes it. And then the game finally renders in and catches up with what's going on. What is she going after? Is she fighting a mouse? What are you fighting? I just heard you tear off after something. What are you fighting? Don't just meow at me. We got mice. You got to do something about it. She didn't get the last one. She just sat there punking on the head. And I'm like, what are you doing? And I showed her how you deal with a mouse and I curb stomped it. Like, that's how you do it. But yeah, so if the 4070 starts causing some CPU problems, but they say the 4070 Super is a good matchup for the 13400F. That the 4070 Ti Super will probably put it into a CPU bottleneck at 1080p. And I really don't feel like replacing my monitors. I like to use things till they break and then replace it. I don't really need anything higher than 1080p. I'm sure gaming at higher than 1080p is amazing, but I've never done it, so I don't know what that's like. And ignorance is bliss. Also, guys, as you saw, like I took the green screen down because I did a bunch of Skivens Reacts videos and I was out of David's farm material. So I started reviewing my old stuff and doing footage off of that. Let me tell you, watching old videos that you've made, if you're a YouTuber, if you create content, and you've been doing it as long as me, like I've started in 2009, not this channel. This channel started in 2011, January 21st. I started making content in 2009, the first video being Oreo and the hose. And then later on, I just started making stupid little clips and putting them up on YouTube because that's what YouTube was back then to me anyway, was just making stupid little clips and putting them up. And then I started actually filming with a camcorder that shot like a potato, and you'll see that. It's grainy footage, it's blurry, it's unfocused, it's gross. And then I started actually doing other things, basically kind of copying people I was watching, if you will. You know, like, because I was big into the farm back then, and so I was like, oh, I need to get an off-roader and all that. So I don't know if it already came out, but there's the ATV review or reacts where I react to all the videos on the ATV. There's my first camera I purchased. The MX-20, I don't call that a purchase camera because that was literally a Best Buy penned out camera because it was returned without all of its equipment. So they just pennied it out and I got that camera, and that camera was pretty potato, I won't lie. And then I got the C10, which was a weird camera. You held it like this. Anyway, all that videos are coming out. I did one on the first romp, and then I don't know, just going through all the old videos and actually watching them, it really kind of brought me into a state of mind where I miss feeling like that about making videos. And then I started thinking, I'm like, you know, I need to get back into that mindset. Like watching the Big Red Reacts video, I didn't know much about wrenching on things back then that I do now. Now I'm a lot more confident when I get out there because there's actually a video on the channel, on the Skaven channel, called Trans Am Electrical Problems, and it's when the passenger side headlight broke and I didn't know how to fix it, and that's when my buddy Chuck just kind of showed up one day while I was wrenching on it, and he just took over and fixed it. So I didn't learn how to do it. But I didn't realize I was vlogging this. I thought this all happened before I picked up the camera and started YouTubing. And back then I wasn't as confident. I was always scared I'd break something and then be stranded and not know how to do it, and then it would cost me a lot more money in the end. Nowadays, I'm a lot more confident with that because, as you saw, I did the headlight replacement on the Trans Am by myself. I've done carb fixes. I've done small engine stuff. There's videos on this channel of me completely rebuilding a Yardworks snowblower. I had to rebuild the entire drivetrain on it because it failed. I ordered it from a place up on the hill called Hamlin's. They sell a bunch of parts for snowblowers, lawnmowers, tractors, like all sorts of shit. And I ordered the parts from them. I installed them all myself, greased them up, got them working, got the snowblower going and everything, and it worked great. I ended up selling that there to my buddy Chuck, who needed it for, I can't remember what. I think he just needed it for his house. But he ended up buying that one off me because he knew it. I had all new parts because he offered to come over and help me install them. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm never going to learn with you here. And that's one thing is, I'm like that too with computers. Like if you call me up and say, hey, Adam, can you help me fix my computer? And I have to go over there, I'm going to push you away from the keyboard and I'm going to fix it because I just want it fixed. And that's how he is with mechanics. And I get it. Like you get frustrated. You know what to do. You see me fumbling along. You're getting frustrated going, oh my God, why can't he just move? And then you get in there and do it. But I don't learn that way. I learn by doing, researching, and trying my best. But I have been doing that. I've been messing around with stuff like that. And I've gotten pretty good. I wish if I still had Big Red now, I'm sure I could come up with a way to get that shifter pedal to stay on without having to have sent it away to Rex's buddy and having it destroyed. And all that's coming out on video. All that's coming out on Skiven Reacts. But just watching those old videos, I was like, oh man. Like, I remember getting up every morning, grabbing my camcorder, starting off the video. It's Monday morning, it's Friday morning, and, you know, it got redundant a lot of the times because I just didn't really do anything. And like winter time for me, I don't really do anything. Like I might go ice fishing tomorrow, but it's like I'm not that active in the winter because it's brutal. And I also work a 9 to 5, which makes vlogging a little bit more difficult at times, which is why now I just do the videos. I try to aim for a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but honestly, I'm just going to start making videos whenever the heck a video goes up. They say to keep a good, consistent schedule, but you know, if I actually cared about this and wanted to make it grow, I'd probably try a little harder. But then I realized, you know, I make a lot more money working for a living than I ever will with this hobby, especially because my channel is a Heinz 57, you know, going out fishing tomorrow, potentially. And then 2 videos ago, I friggin' put a power supply in a computer that shouldn't have accepted it and got it up and running. So it's one of those, this is a hobby, just do it as you want. You know, the Skiven Reacts videos, I did those because I thought they'd be good. It's footage that you guys can't see because it's on a channel that is locked down, but I'm having fun making them, and that's what matters. Don't do YouTube because of monetization, and this is something Rex and I both fell into. I'm bringing Rex into this too, because the moment I mentioned to him that you can get paid on YouTube, he really started putting effort into it. And then he realized, oh, yeah, you get paid, but it's like, you know, pretty shit. If you do the math on hours in versus what you get, like when you make $120 in a month, yeah, it's $120 you didn't have before. But if you think about how many hours you worked on to make that, it ends up coming up to like friggin' Foxconn wages, you know? So yeah, not worth it. Like when you're making $4 a day on YouTube, like seriously, just go get a minimum wage job. Might as well, because at that point there, you'd make more off the minimum wage job and spend less time working it. So for me, this is just a hobby. This is a place where I can just be creative and have fun and do whatever the hell I want. And I gotta remember that, because that's what it was in the beginning. And that's what I was reminded of when I started going through and doing the Skiven Reacts, that this is just a hobby. So the fact that I get $100 every 2 months or every month or whatever, that's just mailbox money. That's just an extra $100 I didn't have for doing a hobby that I like to do. Do I have a business? Yes. I have my LLC, but that just doesn't incorporate the YouTube. That's also, clients call me up and say, hey, can you make a house call? I'm having an issue with my network, or I'm having an issue with this, or I'll get businesses calling me up saying, hey, we have a weird one here. We've had 3 technicians and nobody can figure it out. Do you want to take a stab at it? And those are the challenges I love. I love when it's something that other businesses have been there and couldn't figure it out, and then I get in there and fix it, because it makes me look like I'm superhuman, and that's pretty dope. But that's the thing, is this is just a hobby. I just funnel the money through the business because why not? Why put it in my personal account when I can just tax it off with the business? It shows that the business is making an income, because sometimes the computer consulting is pretty slow. Other times it can be pretty busy. During the holidays, I had a couple networks to go set up. People bought like home routers or Wi-Fi meshes, and they just wanted me to come over and set it all up and make sure it was secure and their neighbor couldn't jump on it and all that, and set up the guest Wi-Fi and all, you know, simple, stupid stuff. But like, people don't know how to do that, and they don't want to read the instructions. So who are you going to call? Not Ghostbusters, you're going to call this guy. And that's what happens. And I don't advertise my business anywhere. I don't advertise it on Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace. I've picked up the clientele I got from word of mouth. You go to somebody's house, you do a good job, you leave there, they feel great about it. Their friend is like, oh, I'm having problems with my computer. Oh, I got a guy for you. Here, let me give you his number. And then your business builds. keep the customer happy. And I have a policy where a lot of companies don't have it. Like, if I can't fix it, you don't pay. If I come over to your house and I spend 3 hours there and I leave and the problem still exists, your wallet doesn't get depleted. I am not billing you for it. I don't care that I wasted my time. If it's something I can't fix, you don't pay. And like Best Buy's Nerd Squad or Geek Squad doesn't have that. You bring your computer in and it's trash. They're charging you for those 2 hours worth of work. A while ago, I did a video where I talked about a hard drive that I had to recover, and it belonged to my friend's dad. He went to Geek Squad. He went to Best Buy here in North Bay. He brought the drive with him. The drive was clicking. They billed him for an hour worth of labor, $60, just to plug the damn drive into the computer to hear it go tick, 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 and then quoting him on a price for a data recovery center. It wasn't even the drive. It was the freaking caddy the drive was in. So sure enough, like I got it, fixed it up, and I just billed him for the caddy. I didn't even bill him for time. And he's like, okay, what's your email address? And I'm like, oh, okay, he's gonna do an e-transfer. I give him the email address. And he ended up paying me more. Like I quoted him $30 for the caddy and he gave me $100. Didn't have to. He really didn't have to, but he did. And I appreciate that. But I was just gonna charge him for the caddy because that came out of my pocket. So, but yeah, and then all of a sudden, like he's telling his friends, oh, you're having a computer problem. Then he'll reach out to me on Facebook and be like, hey, do you mind if I give so-and-so your number? They're having an issue with this and they'd like to talk to somebody. They've been dealing with other technicians and nobody can figure it out. And I'm like, yeah, man, pass it on, pass it on. Like, he's like, oh, do you have business cards? I'm like, no, I don't, because it's just a word of mouth operation. Like I want to invest as little as possible into a business and have it generate revenue. It's a business model nobody does. Everybody is like, oh, advertisements and business cards and flyers. No, I want to be the guy that puts no money into it, but has it generate revenue. And that's what I've been doing for like the past, oh Christ, for the longest time. It's just word of mouth technical support. Like, and I just funnel it through the LLC. So people are like, oh, what's your company name? And I'm just like, oh, Northern Life Entertainment. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, it's a combination of things. Like I do videos on, I explain the whole YouTube thing and the tech support thing. And, you know, there's a company online where you can take on 3D print jobs and they send you the STL, they send you the filament, or you provide the filament and that gets billed on extra. And then they say, okay, we need 30 of these units. And all they're doing is literally they're paying you to rent your printer. You just fire the STL into it and you go and you can make money while your printer's sitting there working. Now, mind you, it does put wear and tear on your own hardware. But if you want to make some extra cash on the side and you have some 3D printers kicking around, the option's there. And they give you all the specifications of what they want it printed in. If they want it printed in PCB, or not PCB, frig, PLA or PEG or PETG or ABS, or they tell you what they want to print it in and then you just make it happen. So there is that option too. And I've done that in the past. I fulfilled a bunch of orders in the past, not with this printer, with the old one. And the fun part was every time I print, I'd have to recalibrate the printer. This thing here, it's literally just send it and forget it. And then it farts out your print job. I haven't had that thing screw up yet. Knock on wood. If I had wood in this, knock on, I think this is wood. Oh, Jesus, what the hell just fell? That was cool. Anyway, but no, it's like, I got to remember this is a hobby and I get kind of flustered at times and I'm like, you know, you put up a video and it doesn't do good. Who cares? Who cares? The video is probably shit to begin with. But then again, things have changed with video content, right? With the launch of TikTok and Facebook Reels and YouTube Shorts, people's attention spans are gone. People want these like 30-second goofy videos where buddies like jumping in the air and farting and running off. They don't want these long format videos, but you get what you get, right? But anyway, guys, we got some videos coming out. Like I said, tomorrow I might go ice fishing. I got the shit in the back of the truck already. It's all armed and ready to go. I just need to get on the ice and just get out there and party. I got the GoPro all charged up. We got her on the old necktie here, the GoPro Hero 12. I got some battery packs with power adapters to keep it charged while we're out there. And yeah, we're pretty much ready to go. And it's been cold these past couple days, so that lake should be frozen. I went out there on New Year's Eve when I got off work to go and check on it. And I had everything in the back of the truck then. So I was like, I'm just gonna go check, rip a hole and see how the ice is. When I got there, there was a foot of water on top of the ice. I was like, okay, so ice fishing's not happening tomorrow because no. If I ice fish, what am I gonna do? Launch the kayak, paddle out in the water, rip a hole and start jigging? Like, There's a foot of water on top of the ice, but on opening day I noticed a lot of people were out there and the water was gone, so it must have found holes and seeped through. But when I went out there on New Year's Eve, it was pretty bad. So right now it looks good out there. We're currently sitting at minus 17, I think I saw. Minus 13 C. It was minus 17 when I got up this morning. So we should have plenty of ice out there tomorrow to go and rip some lips if we can get on the fish. You know my luck with ice fishing. I go out there, freeze my balls off, and come home empty-handed. Mind you, if I do catch fish, they're going back in the hole. I don't really keep, unless it's a jumbo. If it's a jumbo perch, then yeah, I'll keep that because they're pretty tasty. But I usually throw the walleye back because we can only keep up to 40 to 45 centimeters, and that is not a lot of fish. Like that's a real small slot size to deal with. So I just toss them back and I usually keep the perch because they're tasty. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna shut her down here. This video's been going on for a while. Let me know what you thought of the Skiven Reacts. I kind of want to do a bunch more. I'm just going to kind of plan it out a little better. I just kind of dove into it because I had everything set up and I'm like, let's just bang out a bunch of them now. And let me know what you think of the current format. Like I've been pretty much uploading a video every day. I realize that. Every freaking day I've uploaded a video, whether it being Skiven Reacts, a vlog, or a commenting on comments. You get 3 Skiven Reacts, 3 vlogs, and a commenting on comments 7 days a week. Like that's kind of insane. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Did like, favorite, comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, guys, live it to win it. Peace the freak out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.